Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the next session of React and Unstack development. So, as part of our previous sessions, we have discussed what exactly the React is, why we have to learn React, and then later prerequisites for React. Right. So, for example, Node is a runtime execution engine which we have to use for React to run. Right. So that is Node, and at the backend npm Node and npm will be used at the backend. So first you have to install them, and that's it. And some modern browser and one editor is required. So yes, we have all of that. And then next is something like you wanted to create your React application, but directly you cannot create React application on your own. Yes, you can create by using the folder structure. You have to maintain the exact folder structure, how a React application look like and all. So that is an hectic process. Instead of that, we can use certain tools over there. So one of them is create a React app is the tool which we generally use as a ready-made tool to create React applications. So how we are going to use it is first, we can able to install this in your computer using npm. That is npm install -g for global and create React app. So that from the next time onwards, you can able to create any React application using this command, that is create React app, then space that application name is you can able to do that, right? So that is what we generally do. Or else directly you can able to create your React application in whichever the folder you wanted to create your React application. So first uh, we have to cd into that particular directory, and there we have to type this command, that is like npx, which is also like npm, an extended one, npx, and then simply type this one, create React app, and then space your React app name, whatever may be the application name you want to give for your React application. So that React application name will be given, so that your React application will be created. Right? So that is what we learned, right? And yes, we have created one application as well. Yeah, this is our first React app is there, right? So this is the one like your uh, React application. Okay, fine. Now is something called our first React app is the one which is our React application. Other than this, you have seen something like functions dot html, which is a file in which we have discussed, right, different types of functions, right? Yeah. So uh, before this class, we know function, and we know some return value we will give the function, without return value, and we will give certain parameters to the function, and without parameter, that kind of types in functions we know. But when we are talking about the declaring the function, when we are using the function, when we are calling the function, so there are certain ways in which you can able to use functions other than the traditional one, like using function keyword and function name and then calling the function. Instead of that, we can sometimes we can remove that function name also. Without using the function name also, we can call the function, we can create the function. First of all, that is called anonymous functions. And when we are talking about that anonymous function, there are different ways in which we can able to work with them. That is, we can able to create a function without any name for the function, just by using a function keyword, and that entire execution, that is definition of the function, you can assign to a variable that can be considered as a function variable over there. Where if you look at that one, this is like variable message, and which is a function type. But if you look at this one, hi, it is not showing as var, it is showing as function. So hi itself is a function. That's the difference. Same is the case here, but with some parameter. Next comes your self-executing, anonymous function where you're not giving it to any variable name and later no calling of that variable name. So instead of that directly, you're using something like parenthesis. Within that, you're just defining your function. That's anonymous function. Next, you can even call function as a callback function also, where that anonymous function as an handler you can write, and you can set some time interval for that when it has to be executed. That also is available. Next comes your, if you are talking about anonymous functions where we are not using any name for the function, but still we are using function keyword. But here there is one more method also available, and that is called arrow functions, in which we don't even use that word called function keyword. Also, we don't use, instead we remove that. But as a replacement, what we'll be using here is something like arrow symbol. That's it. So this is the way we can able to do here. This is a function without any parameters, and that entire the value for this definition, I'm giving it to the variable called message two, and fine. The same is the case, but the only difference here is I am using two variables as parameters. Next comes here with here only one variable I am using as a parameters here. If you look at this here, two parameters are here. What here, parameter A, parameter B. So that is the function happening. But here also same thing, it is showing parameter A. But the difference here is I am not using that parenthesis. So what I can say is like if you are using no parameters, still we have to use this parenthesis. If you are using two or more parameters, then also we have to use this. If you are using one parameter, then also you can use, or if you don't want to use, you can omit that. That is like if only one argument is there, then writing this parenthesis is optional one. But when it is a zero or two or more, then definitely we have to use it. That's it. Next is like your self-executing function with arrow. What I can say, arrow functions. That's it. These are different kind of functions over there. Right? Yeah. Now. That's certain things. Just don't know why it is taking that much time to create. Fine. Yeah. Now we are in this application, right? React, create React app, and okay. Now I'll remove this all this stuff, and I would like to open this in the terminal. So by default, it will be opening your React work folder, but that is not the folder in which you're having your application. This is your application. So now I'm into that directory. Now, if I want to start my application here, I can able to start simply by using npm start. As we know, React will be using Node to start Node server, right? So that is the reason we'll be using npm start. So internally it will call something React scripts, and that is one library is available. And whenever we create a React application, that is loaded that library, and that will be starting that one. Okay, these are the backend things how it is happening. But for us, the important thing is like the folder structure here. So forget about this exp to Java function HTML, leave it. So this is the folder structure now. Here, this is our application. Inside that, node modules is there, which means all the dependencies of your application, like what are the things it will be using extra as a dependencies. That information within the node module. Next comes your public folder where all this favicon .ico is like icon which you can use for your what I can say is application icon in the browser. So browser will have in the browser, if you open the tab, on the tab to the left side of that one, top corner will be having some icon, right? So that you can able to decide here. That is something else. Okay. These are some default, folders, files and folders. Where see start name is your React app, and so create app sample, something, some icon, some default icons, something like that. Some information, some default theme, color, background, something like that. It will be there. Okay, it doesn't matter. And next, here there are certain images might be there, which are some default images. So not plain. Showing some error while displaying. Okay. This is like your official React logo. Yeah, this is one image, and this is another image. Maybe some size difference, whatever. So that is about your public folder is about. So this also, oh yeah, this is the index.html. This is the only file, or I can say single page applications, right? So single page application means here this is the only file which will be there as your HTML file. Yeah, that's it. Now, in which if you observe, forget about the yeah, see, this is the icon. Your angular black color is the that is called your favicon.ico. That is like you can have different ones. Now here, if you look at this one, yeah, here's some data is there, some commented data. This is an HTML file template. If you open directly in the browser, you will see an empty page. You can add web fonts, more tags, analytics to this one to begin development. And being start you how to use, then only it will be working. Okay, fine. That's not a big deal, but the important thing here is something I want to show here is the body tag. Yeah, here. If you look at line number 31, their division, simple one division is there. For the division, no data is written, but the division is given with an ID name called root. So which indicates whatever the application we write inside this source folder. Actually, this is the application where the actual data will be written. So whatever we write using any number of components or whatever we write, that everything will be considered as a simple only one employee, what I can say, one entity, or what I can say, one element or something like that, a compiled version of one element, and that data entire thing will be considered as one element, and that will be displayed in this particular 31st time. You understand? In that root, place called in that ID called root, there it will be displayed. You understand? And in that context, source folder is very important folder. In that we have something like app test dot JS, which is purely related to testing and all. I want to keep this folder as simple as possible. This application I want to keep it as simple as possible now. Yeah, okay, I want to remove this one also. App.css is just for CSS for CSS purpose, styling purpose. This index.css is also for some CSS and so this is index.js, the main entry port, main JS file for your application. And if you look at this, this is the main entry port I told you, right? And if you look at that one, here, forget about the import things. Okay, React came from React, React DOM from React type and DOM. So all these things are from your what I can say is data only. Okay. Now, what I am talking about here is, if you look at this one, what is there here is React DOM render. What you are rendering to your entire application, that is index.html is a file. To which what things you are rendering is this app you are rendering into the place called document.getElement by ID. The place is called root. So as you mentioned here, that is the reason in that index.html at the place called root, the entire things are getting displayed over there. Clear? So there are other things like report, all these things, report vital database, and I don't want to use this also. I'm just also set up test.js, and this is also as a developer point of view at this moment. We don't require them. So by default, And my index.js also, I don't want to use this. So I did some changes here. It is again, recompiled. And if I open this in the browser, my React application, yeah, this is my React application. And where the actual data will be written in the React application is this app.js file. So now this is the file from which you are getting your entire application data. Here is some data is there. The class name is for just to apply some CSS to that one. This is very important aspect here as we write some uh, elements here like H2, H3 and all. But this is not HTML. We have to remember that this is not the normal HTML we write here. That is inside that JavaScript we are adding it, right? And this is called JSX only. And here we don't use something called class here. Keyword from class for as a class attribute. We don't use for representation of class. Instead of that, there is an alias. Other name is there for class name that will be used, which indicates class only. But the name style is something like class name. We have to use here. No, this is like your app, and as we are using it inside our index.js, right? So that is getting displayed because we are in this place. We are writing that app, and also that is the reason that is getting displayed here. So at this moment, I don't want to have this as well. What I am talking is here. React some strict mode and all. Okay, I don't want all these things. I just want to remove that also now. Removing this also. Yeah. So this, let's go there. Yeah. Still, logo is defined, logo is not used. Okay, that is not a big deal. So this is the way React DOM is something like some default one, and using this render, uh, you can able to do this. And all the things whatever you are adding here is normal app, like which is the default thing you are adding here. This app.js. Like that, you will be creating some more .js files where you will be creating different components of your style, your own way, and those components, if you want to display here into your React application, yes, you can able to display them. So it's about your what I can say is your some walking through the folder structure of your React application here. So this is we are getting from app, right? So instead of that, here what I'm doing here is I would like to create some folder inside this one, inside the source. Here, what I'm writing is something like home.js. One simple file I'm creating that is like home.js, and this also I would like to consider as one a component. So as of now, don't worry much about component. Assume this is something like some component. Okay. Now, what I would like to do here is the way I did in my app.js. In the same way I would like to do it. Simply, I will be creating one function over there. Okay. Simple, same as the top like that. The name will be something like the home only I will write. The way it is there for app, right? And the same way I will be writing like this here. And I don't want to have any parameters over there for this function. So whenever this component has to be used, something to be written from this component. For that, simply I'm using one return statement over there. And what kind of data or what kind of value you want to return, some normal string or some JSX data or something, whatever you want to return from that, yes, uh, you can able to return it. So this is like a actually this return is like a function here. Okay, you have to return the value over there. So for that, actually, as we are using so much of data, so we are like typing like this. But normally, you can type like this also. This is a simple written function, and ensure that this home is available everywhere. So for that, you have to use something called uh, exporting, so that in other places, in other files also, that should be available. So for that, what you have to use, export default, and then that name. So that function name, export. Here I'm using something like default. The function name is something like home. So now it indicates like this home is a component which is a function based component. There are other component also there, class based component. What is the difference and how to use it, and all that story we'll be discussing later. But at this moment, we are going everything step by step. So something simply I'm just creating now. So in this return, here you can able to write something over there, uh, whatever you want to return, some text or something like that you want to return here. Um, just what I'm writing is hi, welcome to home page or something like that here, or home component. That's it. I'm just writing this one. I'll save this. Just go to, yeah, that's it. This is saved, right? Just go to this one, but nowhere you're able to see that, right? That is, what you have written over there. Welcome to home component, right? So we can't see that one. Why? Because if you look at this, your index.js file here, what you are getting is app. So now I am, stopping this app, and instead of that, here, what I am doing here is I'm importing what statement. Yeah. So here, the module name for me is in the same directory. There is one module called home module, and from that, I want to get the home now. Okay. So that I want to use here instead of this app. I want to use the home alias something is there, alias function or something. Okay, that's it. Now save this and just go to your browser. It's not reloaded. I think I have to restart my application. Or that is home.js or something is not properly saved, or I have not mentioned that to be proper one. Yes, I mentioned it. I don't require any CSS. I don't want to use actually. Then it should work. Wait, I try to rerun my application. Yeah, that is some saving problem. Whatever the changes I made, whatever save I did, is not reflected actually. Yeah. Now you can able to see a new window is opened. Right? To refresh this also the same thing will come. Yeah, yes. Now in this you're able to see something, right? Yes, 3000 is the default. Yeah. Hi, welcome to home component. So now whatever is the default, like app component, we have removed it. We have added something like home component over there. And if you want to provide certain what I can say, stylings to this one, yes, you can able to do. And whatever the things we have done here, you can put everything in the division. Normally we don't write, but now you can put everything in the division. uh, Generally in the JavaScript, usually we don't write, but these kind of things you can able to write over here. So I'm writing like this. I'll save this. There should be no difference, I think. So compile successfully to show you. Here also you order, if you do order also, no change. And now here I would like to provide some CSS for that. For that I am just giving some class name here, something whatever the class name you want to give here, just like that, some ABC, just like that I am giving. Now for this to apply some CSS, what I want to do here is I want to create one CSS file specially for this, that is home.css. So in this I will be writing some uh, CSS related code now. So whichever the class is there with the name called ABC, that should be having certain CSS, certain colors and all. Okay. Now for that to happen, here I'm taking color should be white color, text color should be white color. I'm doing here something opposite, and the background color I want it to be black color. Now save this. So this home page also save this. Now just go to the browser. Still no change. You do our art refresh. Still no change. No need of art refresh. But yeah, the problem here is we have added this, but we are not telling anywhere in our application, like at least our home page, just to use that CSS file. So to do that, very simple one. Just we have to use something called import statement. And normally you have to write import, but if you click this Visual Studio Code will understand import statement, and there here you can directly use it the way you did in your app here. And if you want to really use that module and you want to use that module value and all, you want to use it, that is for example, where is my index.js? Yeah, here I want to use something from my module called home.js. From that I am getting something called home function, and just that element I want to use that. Yes, I can able to use it. But when it comes to the CSS, I usually I don't get any uh, what I can say, any element there. It will not you know export anything. If you look at my home.js file, here it is exporting something, my function it is exporting, yeah, in the form of JSX element. You understood, right? So that is what I am importing here. You understood that module, from that module, this one I am importing. But if you look at CSS, this is simply some normal file where you don't import anything from that. You're not exporting anything from that. So just importing means just ensuring that that library should be useful, should be available. That's it. That library should be available in this particular file. That's it. That is the only thing uh, we can able to do here. So for that, simply I can able to use this on home dot css. That's it. Now save this. Go to the browser. Yeah, and now if you look at that one, there black color background is there, and text color is a white color. If you want to increase the things here, yes, you can able to do that. And font size, if you want to increase, yes, you can able to increase here. So by default it will be having some 20 or 30 and kind of things it will be there. So no, I don't want, I want to keep it something more, or might be 80 pixel I'm giving now. Go to the browser. Yes, you are able to see this. So this is about how we are going to add some or I can say in other words, how we are editing our React application and learning from the scratch. Okay, so by default, as I told you, index.html is the main HTML file, view file, which is responsible for the data to be displayed. And also we know this is a single page application where we don't have multiple HTML pages. That is for sure. Next, index.js is your entry port of your entire application. Index.js is the main file where it is acting as an entry port. Clear? And where the thing is like an app, and that will be displayed in this root. Clear? Generally, that will be like app, and for that app, everything will be what I can say is linked. But what I'm doing here, I'm removing my app also. Here I don't want to use that app. Instead of app, here I'm using something called home here, right? about your now. When it comes to this JSX, we are talking about JSX, right? So there I have used something like div, something like some name called div. I have used and I directly started working with that, right? And our H1 or whatever it is, that is called your JSX is about. What exactly this will do is JavaScript, XML or JavaScript extended markup language we can call it as, or JavaScript extended simply we can call it as, that is JSX. Something more than JavaScript, or I can say JavaScript plus one, something more than the uh, you know uh, JavaScript I can say. So to what is the main what I can say is syntax for that is something like this is the one whatever we have used in the React. This is something React DOM render. You can render the data using that React DOM, and when you are displaying that data here, your JSX element will be there. Whatever the element you are talking that we are importing, and next will be like simply document dot get element by ID in which place you want to display that data. That is very uh, important here. If you want to write some data here also, yes, you can directly write the data here as well. So for example, here also I can able to create some what I can say uh, just checking now this some constant, right, constant variable like the JavaScript you can able to define. Now what I'm writing is this is something like JSX element, just like that I'm writing now. Some element I'm creating now here. Some, H1 here it will not show. Uh, this is JX6 limit. That's it. Simple thing I'm writing now. Yeah. Now what I want to do here is simply instead of this getting home component and all, these are like elements we are displaying, but those elements which are not normal element, they are in the form of components. You understand home component. How that component is created by creating a separate JS file and then exporting them, and they create one function with that name and so much of data plus some blah 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 what that function should return, something we are writing. So this entire thing is considered as one JSX element, something but which is a component. So now instead of that, I don't want to use component concept now. I want to remove that. Instead of that, what I am doing here, very simple. This particular JSX element is there now. So that element I just want to simply, I want to display. So now simply save this. Save. Go to the. Still the problem is not properly. The savings have not been captured. So better I do some hard refresh. Yeah, you're able to see right. Simply it is showing this is JSX element. Clear. So that is what your JSX is about and displaying the data. Just to creating some elements using JSX style. This is called creating elements. You can use some embedding the other variables also. How can I say? Is here I will say something like hello. Uh, okay. Hi. Some name here. Okay. Hi. That name, for example, here I will use some, this is some variable, okay, some guest, just variable name guest or person. You can use whatever you want. Here I am using some variable name, something like Ajay. You just observe what I am doing here. Simple syntax I am using here, and there that variable name I will write simply. Uh, Guest is a variable name, right? So now what this should reflect here is hi Ajay. This is a this is JSX element here. Understood? Right? I just want to check this will be working. Let's save this. Just to go to the browser. Problem is that is not getting refreshed. Okay, fine. Our intention is to check whether that is reflected or not. Right? Fine. So now, if you look at this one, you can able to see something like, "Hi Ajay, this is JSX element." This is what I'm talking. This is a normal JavaScript, right? Till here, this is a normal JavaScript. But if you look at this one, this is a HTML. But inside that, like writing like this is not possible. That is called, your JSX syntax is about, and whatever you write, and that could be considered as a JSX element here. This is a normal variable, normal JavaScript. See, if you look at this one, here some white dot is there, right? White that indicates like this is not saved. Sometimes that saving that's not getting uh, captured. Okay, fine. That's not a big deal. Yeah. So this is about your JSX element, and what this React will do is to display anything. We will be using something like this, and so that we can display over there with the help of your React. So this kind of things you can able to use in normal HTML also you can use, and inside that you can write some JavaScript code where you can embed this all the stuff. But we'll be using this folder structure. Test.js will be your there will be. So instead of passing normal what I can say is JSX element, what you are doing is first you are creating one big what I can say one component, and that entire component you are considering as a JSX element, and that component you are passing as a home component or as a what I can say app component or whatever it is that you are passing, and then uh, you can able to work with that. So this is about about React application and going through the folder structure of React application and applying some basic editing on the application. And also here, few things we learned that is like the component will be there in the React in the form of a module that is like a function I can say, or in the form of class also. There, what is that and that we can discuss later, but in the form of function we are seeing now. And next is this index.js is the main entry port, and where you'll be having this, where app component will be there, which will be displayed, but that will be acted as a main root component for your application. But if you don't want to use something else, you want to use, yes, you can able to use that also. And there are certain things will be there. You can able to work with your JSX. That is like so many other things we can able to use inside the JSX. As I told you already, one thing that is you can add another variable inside your JSX. Yes, that is allowed. You can able to add other things also. Even you can use different things like functions also. You can create one function somewhere there, and that function data also is you can able to do that in your JSX. Whatever you want to do, yes, you can able to do with respect to JSX. Yeah. So, for example, you can create one function. That function also you want to call from here. Yes, you can able to do whatever the things you want. Yes, you can able to do with that one. That is about you wanted to what I can say like have some more fun with the JSX. Yes, you can able to do that. So what I want you to get aware is get practice and get aware is uh, first the initial things I want you to be very clear. That is the reason I'm taking some time to inject some React related things into your mind. So that's why I'm going a little bit like moderate speed, moderate pace. Why? Because from where the application is starting, what is the main file, what are the things it is doing. That is very very important thing. So I would like to uh, call the same thing one more time. So index.js file is the one which is like a main entry for your application, which is a JS file, right? And index.html file is the main web, main display file, I can say, or view file, I can say, are the only HTML file. Got it? And inside that, you'll be having nothing. Only one simple division is there. But other than the metadata, you'll be having simply one division. And in that division also, yeah, no data will be there. So for that, simply you'll be giving. There will be there something called some ID name called simply root, and into that place document.get element by ID using some dynamic style. You know that, right? Document.get element by ID, and there you can add your own HTML data, right? So in the same way, that will be added through your React application. Yeah. As I told you, this is the main entry port, right? Where what you will be doing is you will be having all your React related things will be imported over there actually. So if you look at that one, what will be added is what will be imported, not added. That is, yeah, React and React DOM. These two things are very important if you want to work with the React. So one is the React module, other is React DOM module. From that, React is imported, and other thing is React DOM is imported. So React is the one which will enable all these things to happen at the backend. It is not like a function or something. It will just enable everything to be happen. Next comes your React DOM. So that is the one which is mainly responsible for printing the data. I can say in simple words, printing the data. Clear? So now in this React and React DOM will be there. What this React DOM will do is like React DOM dot render. That is the same function which I will use here. Yeah. So in this rendering, what you will be doing here is simple. JSX element will be there, and then in which place you wanted to display that. That will be the document dot get element by ID. So the default is something like root, right? So we don't want to change it. Keep like this. So this is what we will be doing here. So if you look at that one, that only will be there, but that will be like in 2-3 steps it will be there. But see here, if you remove everything, what will be there? Simply this is a React render is a function, right? Open and close the parenthesis. Within that, two arguments are there. That function, one argument is JSX element, the other argument is not this JSX element which I have written. See, here it will be telling JSX dot element, which is the JSX element type, right? And then next is something like which place you want to write that method. That's it. So yeah, yeah. So that will be there. Now in default case, what will be there here is in the place of that JSX element here, you will be having your component will be there. And by default, what component will be there? App component will be there. So that app component itself is acting as a JSX element, that entire component. Why? Because what will be there inside that component? Simply one function will be there. What function? App function will be there. What will be their app function? Some data it will be returning. What usually function will do? Generally some data, right? So your app function will return some data. That's it. By default, some app function. That's it. And you can even use your own component there, which is some function, home function or something like that. In that also you can able to do it. So this is what some basic points about your React here, and as well as some JS. So in our upcoming sessions, we are going to see some more JSX. That is like what JSX will be there, like some experiments only will be writing. That is like that expressions and all will be writing some complex expressions, and those things will be writing in the JSX here, right? And other than that, what we'll be doing is like we'll be creating some other files also, like the way we did for home.js and all, right? So other components also will be discussing and how to work with the component. That is very important compared to any other aspects of React. Components are very important aspects. So now in our next sessions we are going to see what are the components, how to create components, what are the different ways in which you can create component. Next, how to display the component related data. So once we are done with that, next we are going to learn how to control the component. That is like, how to control the state of the component. So that these components assume like dynamic component, assume like student component, whatever dynamic, how the data will be changing dynamically, and how to control that data, and how that things, those things will be discussing in a future sessions. But first, as of now, what is JSX done? So simply combining the JS, JavaScript and HTML, yes, it is allowing you, and using that you can create element. The same element you can display using the React downline. That is what as of now. So when you are doing that, normal JSX elements you can do, or the entire you know component you can display, which is in the form of a function, right? That you can. So next, this is what today's next session. What are different types of component we see, along with some JSX expressions. Next is how to control the components. So okay, so this is about the session. I hope you are clear with the basic things. Still, if you're having any doubt, just let me know. I'll be clarifying your doubts. Or else, if you're fine, just let me know. Like you are clear in the chat box, so that we can wind up for that day. Shashanta?
I'm good, thank you, Keshav.
Yeah, you clear till now, right, Shashanta?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just try to practice the same till now. Okay. I want you to be at same pace with me. That is like if I am done with these things in the classroom, the same things you have to be good at. Okay.
Understood.
So that it will be easy for you to cope up. Clear?
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, we'll see rest of the things in our next session.